Turkey. No place on earth has been influenced by quite as many cultures as Turkey was. The land between two continents, part of both Asia and Europe. And if you didn't know, Noah's Ark actually landed on Turkish volcano. Who would have thought? Speaking of natural disasters, Turkey is actually one of the most earthquake-prone areas on Earth. It has sadly suffered from 13 earthquakes in the past 70 years. Hi there guys, my name is Kate, and today we're going to learn about fascinating Turkey. 10 most fascinating, most shocking facts about Turkey. After a short intro, we're going to learn all about it. We're going to start with a little bit of Turkish history. If not interested, fast forward for a couple of minutes. So Turkey is surrounded on three sides by Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and Aegean Sea. Turkey is home to one of the earliest settlements in the world, by far, built 8,800 years ago. It was a labyrinth of 150 mud homes joined together called Katal Hayuk. And now a bit closer to us, about 4,000 years ago, the Hittites created an empire here in Turkey, and they've ruled for hundreds of years. If you haven't heard about Hittites, you probably heard about Trojan War. Well, it took place here. Trojan War took place in Troy, right? But it's believed to be the city in Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, city of Hisarlik. Alexander the Great took Anatolia under Macedonian Greek rule until who took over, surprise, surprise, Romans, choosing a new capital of Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul. After the fall of the Roman Empire, it became a part of Byzantine Empire. The city of Constantinople was conquered by Ottomans in 1453, ending Byzantine Empire. To me personally, one of the saddest events in the world history. Turkey became part of the Ottoman Empire. After World War I, the country was invaded by, surprise, surprise, Greece, which led to Turkish War of Independence in 1920, led by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, a fascinating man, one of the greatest and the wisest rulers of Turkey. It's funny how some rulers you wish lived forever. Sadly, they don't. In 1923, the Turkish Assembly declared Turkey a republic. Fact number 1, Turkish gifts to the world. We owe coffee to Turks. Although coffee doesn't come from Turkey, Turks brought coffee to Europe in 16th century, roughly coinciding with Renaissance. Do we have coffee to thank for that? Coffee was not just a big deal. It was an absolute necessity. Being a complete addict myself, I share the sentiment. Turkish women could leave their husbands for coffee. No joke. When it comes to coffee, I'm always terribly serious. Yes, a few hundred years ago, Turkish women had legal grounds to get a divorce if their husbands couldn't provide such a necessity as coffee. Luckily, my husband can provide not just any coffee, but great coffee in great places. So cheers to that. Any tulip fans out there? Tulips were actually first cultivated in Ottoman Empire, so Holland has Turkey to thank or blame for tulipomania. Have you heard about tulipomania? Well, it was a crazy rage over tulips when the prices of tulips bulbs would reach price of 4,200 guilders at the time when a good, decent crafted guildsman was making under 300 a year. So it turned into a massive tulip bubble that consequently burst, bringing an immense economic downturn to Holland. Hard to believe, but yeah, people were speculating on the prices of the tulip bulbs as people are speculating today on the prices on real estate or Microsoft stock or whatever. Fact number 2. Turkey is a land of wonders of the world. You've probably figured out by now that Turkey is a historian paradise. For good reasons. There's 13 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, plus 62 on the World Heritage Sites tentative list. Yeah, there is such a thing. Some of the most important sites include Göbekli Tepe, Mesolithic Temple, and Ephesus. No wonder Turkey is the 6th most visited country in the world. Perhaps the best preserved, most completely classical city in the Mediterranean is Ephesus, huge site with enormous history, dating back roughly to 10th century BC. Came to prominence when it was made a capital of Roman Asia Minor in the 1st century AD, becoming second in size and distinction only to Rome. During this period, the city earned a reputation of opulence and beauty. Here you would find library of Celsus and the Temple of Artemis, which was the biggest temple to the goddess in the world, which was considered one of the wonders of the ancient world. The fascinating fact about the library of Celsus, it was actually across the road from a brothel, and apparently there was an underground passage to the brothel, so I'm not sure, maybe the passage was for safety purposes, maybe no one even used it, you never know. Fact number 3, capital of all empires is in Turkey. Well, not all of the empires, but most of the significant ones. The capital of Turkey is Ankara, not Istanbul, sadly. I believe Istanbul deserves the title like few cities do. Istanbul, or Constantinople, my preferred name, was once the capital of Ottoman Empire, Roman Empire, and consequent Byzantine Empire. It changed its name to Istanbul only in 1930. One of the most interesting facts about Turkey's most beautiful, largest city of Istanbul is the fact that it straddles 2 continents, Europe and Asia. Similar to Rome, Istanbul was built on 7 hills. However, it wasn't a coincidence. Byzantine Empire was trying to declare that this is a second Rome, or New Rome. All 7 hills have historical significance, and on all of them you will find impressive mosques or gorgeous palaces. Fact number 4, the oldest and the biggest Grand Bazaar. For any of you shopping lovers out there, try to stop, maybe, or keep it under control. But if you are in Turkey, especially in Istanbul, Grand Bazaar could be a place for you. The official name of Kapalı Çarşı, and the opening of which dates back to as far as 1400s, making it the oldest covered market in the world. Not only the oldest, but also one of the largest historical bazaars in the world. It has grown throughout the centuries to a staggering 61 street long labyrinth that takes no less than 333,000 square feet and has over 3,000 shops. So no matter what you're looking for, you're gonna find it there. Fact number 5, not just Turkish. If Turkey is a land of anything, it's a land of languages. Originally, I thought Switzerland was a land of languages with 4 official languages, but whom am I kidding? There are over 30 languages spoken in Turkey. Turkish is official language with 90% of population speaking it. However, there are actually more than 30 minority languages spoken in Turkey, including Zazaki, Kurmanji, Arabic with Northern Kurdish, and beyond. Fact number 6, Saint Nicholas' home is Turkey. Saint Nicholas, aka our beloved Santa Claus, was born in, surprise surprise, Turkey's Mediterranean coastal city Patara and became a bishop in the nearby Demre. In St. Nicholas Church in Demre, you will find well-preserved frescoes telling the story of his life. This place is also known as the burial place of St. Nicholas himself. St. Nicholas was an important, and still is an important, religious figure, patron saint of children. Fact number 7, Turkey was Christians' refuge. No joke. Cappadocia became a refuge for early Christians during the Roman and Byzantine times. Christianity flourished here, hidden underground. Before Christianity became an accepted religion in the area, Christians were ruthlessly persecuted, had to practice their religions secretly. Cappadocia was used as a hiding place for a large Christian population in underground cities that they have excavated from soft rock. You can still visit these amazing sites today. Here you will find examples of early churches carved into rock and amazing paintings on the wall. To have the most out of the experience, get an aerial view of Cappadocia's eroded rock formations. You should get a hot air balloon flight that are commonly available here. The prices range from $150 to $200 per flight. I think that includes breakfast or lunch or dinner depending on the time of the trip, and it's truly stunning from the ground and from above. Fact number 8, the greatest discovery. Being extremely interested in history, this one interests me a lot at least. Prior to mid-1990s, it was generally assumed that large-scale human constructions were only possible after people's mastering of agriculture, because agriculture was required to support any large-scale human construction. However, it was established that an archaeological site, Göbekli Tepe, was discovered in southern Turkey, evidence monumental construction taking place before the accepted time frame for agricultural revolution, suggesting that humans were capable of a whole bunch of things without backing it up by agriculture. Fact number 9, Turkey is the center of the world, at least when it comes to the flight connections. You can fly just about anywhere from Istanbul Atatürk Airport, thanks to many carriers that operate here, including Turkish Airlines. Turkish Airlines have been winning many rewards, including Best Airline in Europe. Fact number 10, Turkey is the land of mosques, with over 80,000 mosques here, and Istanbul is considered the city of mosques. 99% of Turkish people are Muslims. Turkey is home to some of the most beautiful and unique mosques in the world. One of the most breathtaking mosques is obviously the Sultan Ahmed Mosque, popularly known as the Blue Mosque. And that would be all that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for joining. Kate was here. I don't have to teach you how to subscribe, but I'll be happy to do so if you don't know. Follow the blue square right there, and see you soon.